most famous stories Jesus ever told was the parable that comes at the end of the Sermon on the Mount. You've heard it. It says, anyone who hears my words and does what I say is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. Anyone who hears my words and does not do what I say is like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. Let me show you what the land can teach us about that parable. We've come up into the mouth of a wadi. We would call it a canyon in the United States. So it's the mouth of a wadi. Now what happens here in the winter is that the rains fall in Jerusalem, Bethlehem, all of those communities on the ridge of the Judean mountains. As the water comes toward the Dead Sea, it begins to gather, little streams, little torrents, and then rivers, and then bigger rivers, and they eventually join together in raging flash floods that wind up in a place like this. So we're in the very mouth of a wadi. In fact, I can see whitewashed walls that go up 50, 60 feet. You can imagine the fury of the water coming around the corner. Now, we're here right after the winter rains. It hasn't been long since that water came here because we've still got some water standing here. We actually would never have come here if there was any threat of rain anywhere up around Jerusalem or Bethlehem. We're 15 miles from there. How would we know that it's raining? In the meantime, all that water is gathering up and it's coming down here. And I promise you, if water ever starts appearing coming around this corner, I'm a dead man. Now listen, at the bottom of the wadi, after this water finally reaches a place where it can spread out, all of the rocks, all the litter, even the appliances, and once in a while an automobile that's destroyed along the way, it all spreads out and it leaves just sand behind. Here's what the land of the Bible can teach us. That's the only place you'll find sand in all of Israel. All of the people knew about the flash floods and they knew about sand. And so when Jesus says, someone who hears my words and does what I say is like the wise man who built his house on the rock, they all get that. There's rock everywhere. You build your house on the sand? What an idiot. You would never build your house in the path of a flash flood. And Jesus says, don't put your life there either. In a spiritual sense, you want to put yourself in a place where you can stand firm and not be destroyed. And that's just one of the many, many ways the land of the Bible can give us insight into familiar passages. We're walking through Israel. I hope you'll join us as we continue down this road. I'm Andy Cook, helping you experience Israel right now.